All right, let's jump right into this fascinating text. Welcome to today's explainer. Today, we're taking a very well-known biblical narrative from John chapter 5, and we're going to unpack it to reveal a really profound, layered exploration of divine love, human connection, and spiritual restoration. Trust me, it is so much more than just a historical account of a miracle.
To break this all down, we're going to follow a 5-part structure today. First, the miracle at Bethesda. Second, the true meaning of the Sabbath. Third, the temple's true purpose. Fourth, solidarity and eternal joy. And finally, unearthing your inner gold mine. Let's get to it. Section 1. The miracle at Bethesda.
Before we even look at the miracle itself, we really need to set the stage with a foundational premise. We have to ask, why is honoring our parents or loving others considered so deeply beautiful in the first place? Well, the text argues it all comes down to the image of God. We are fundamentally designed to reveal divine character. When we show pure love and respect, divine life and joy just flow right through us. It's exactly how we were engineered to function.
Now, keeping that design in mind, here's the core story. Jesus is in Jerusalem, hanging out right by the pool of Bethesda. And out of this massive crowd of suffering people, he deliberately zeroes in on one specific guy. This patient had been paralyzed for a staggering 38 years. 38 years, completely alone, with absolutely no one to help him into the healing waters.
So Jesus simply looks at him and commands, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." And instantly, he does. But here's where a massive clash happens. You have this incredible, life-changing miracle after nearly 4 decades of agony. But it happened on the Sabbath. And according to the strict religious laws of the time, working and carrying a mat was absolutely forbidden. So the religious leaders didn't celebrate this incredible healing. Instead, they immediately began persecuting Jesus for breaking their rules.
But the author makes a crucial point here. This wasn't just some random physical healing. This event was actually a deliberate 3-fold restoration. And this 3-step process is the core theological thesis we're unpacking today. Let's look at the first of these 3 restorations. Which brings us to Section 2, True Meaning of the Sabbath. The argument here is that by healing this man, Jesus absolutely wasn't violating the Sabbath at all. In fact, he was restoring its original loving function. Think about it. The Sabbath was always designed by the Creator to complete creation, preserve life, and bestow blessings. It's supposed to be driven by pure compassion. Leaving a man to suffer for even one more day when he could be healed right then and there, that would have been the true violation of the Sabbath spirit. Moving right along to Section 3, Restoring the Temple's Function.
So what's super interesting is that when the man was first healed, he didn't actually know who healed him. And that's exactly why Jesus deliberately tracked him down a second time, but this time inside the temple. The text frames the physical healing as just a stepping stone. The ultimate goal was spiritual salvation. Ignorance of Jesus is described as a fatal outcome right at the crossroads of eternal life and eternal punishment. So by meeting the man in the temple, Jesus was essentially positioning himself as the true temple, the ultimate authentic meeting place where humanity and God can finally connect.
And that flows right into Section 4, Solidarity and Eternal Joy.
Now, when Jesus was confronted about working on the Sabbath, he gave a pretty striking defense. He said, "My Father is always at his work to this very day, and I too am working." Well, to the authorities, this was extreme blasphemy. By calling God his own father and claiming to work alongside him like that, they viewed it as a lethal offense, a direct claim of equality with God. And honestly, this exact claim is what ultimately sparked the plot against his life.
But if we look past that legal conflict for a second, let's look at the actual relationship Jesus was describing. To wrap our heads around this heavy Trinitarian theology of co-working with God, the text uses a highly relatable metaphor. It's like the profound sense of solidarity and joy a pure child feels when they're helping their mother wash the dishes. Jesus wasn't working out of some burdensome obligation. He was working out of the sheer joy of doing the Father's work, just like a kid wanting to be close to a parent. Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, Unearth the Inner Gold Mine. So, how does all this ancient theology apply to us today? The author draws a really powerful parallel here. Think about our physical environment. People wear masks to escape fine dust, and we desperately search for purified water in a contaminated world, right? Now, mirror that with our spiritual reality. A society where pure love is deeply polluted. It leaves people wandering aimlessly without souls, desperately thirsting for the perfect, unpolluted love of the Trinity, in the exact same way we thirst for clean water. And this brings up a rather provocative, maybe even slightly jarring question. Are we living like movie zombies? Are we just surviving, wandering around without souls or genuine life in a spiritually polluted world? It's a really sharp metaphor, designed to shake us up and make us look at the reality of our own spiritual environment. But here is the incredibly empowering takeaway from all of this. The restorative power of the Sabbath, that true connection of the temple, the joyful solidarity of working alongside the divine, none of this is out of reach. In fact, you already possess this heavenly treasure of joy and eternal life right inside you. It's like an immense inner gold mine. You own the land, you have the gold. It is simply sitting there, waiting for you to actively unearth it and bring it to the surface.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. What steps will you take today to unearth the heavenly treasure buried within your own life? How might you actively mine this incredible spiritual wealth of pure love and joy in your daily interactions, rather than just wandering through the pollution? It's a totally fascinating perspective to carry with you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.